Alright guys, how's it going? My name is Nick. Some people know me as Nicholas Andrew. I am doing this for the very first time, except for just this one that I actually just recorded and thought I was recording, but it didn't actually record. So I just sat here and talked to myself for 30 minutes and wasn't even recording. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to do podcasts or anything like that, like every week, even more than one. This might be my only one. I don't know, but I just kind of wanted to try this out. So I appreciate you guys listening and just giving this a shot with me. But I kind of wanted to talk more about a little bit of like maybe some tips and techniques and stuff that I do. That might help, when you guys are wanting to create something or take a photo. But then I also kind of wanted to talk a little bit about myself and let people kind of get to know me. I think it's hard to get to know somebody when all you see are text or posts on Facebook. It's kind of hard to hear what that person sounds like even. So I'm kind of self-conscious, honestly, of my voice too. So I'm trying to break out from that, and this might be a way to help from that, because usually I'm actually very quiet, and I don't know why that is, because it just kind of started that I became sort of introverted. So I'm trying to break more out of that. So one thing that I get asked a lot is what kind of camera I'm shooting with. And most of the time, I'm talking like 99% of the time, I'm shooting with a iPhone. And I've had tons of different models of iPhones. And I'm currently on the 13 Pro right now. And that's what I shoot with. And if you want to get these types of photos, you're almost going to have to shoot with an iPhone. One being like, okay, for instance, if you're going to take a photo up close of like a bee, you've got to get really, really close to that thing. And they know that you're there and they can feel you or whatever there, your presence, like they're already skittish. So you've got to be quick with it too. And it's so much easier with a phone. If you've got a phone, you can get behind a leaf or something like that. But when you're shooting with a full-size camera, it's so much harder. And to me, like, I just won't do it. It's almost impossible for me, and I don't want to get stung by a bee, okay? So that's my advice on that. And I'm not getting paid at all or anything like that by iPhone. Like, this is not an endorsement. I'm just telling you straight up, like, this is what I shoot with for real. So when I'm trying to think of something else, another helpful hint. If you want, like, that's another thing too. If you want to get really good at taking photos, you're gonna be able to practice way more with your camera that's in your phone. Like, it's in your pocket, your purse, or whatever, and you're just always gonna have it on you. And so you can just start practicing like crazy with it. And so you're going to get good. I really honestly, I don't believe that myself as a photographer, I'm like that good. Like, it's just, I just keep doing it so much that I think it stands out a little bit. But there's probably so many hidden, like, really genius photographers out there that just don't even know it because they're not practicing like I am. I'm just shooting like daily. My phone is full of just constant photos of like bugs and like statues and like buildings and all kinds of stuff that like is just around us everywhere. And I just highly suggest that you just get out there and just really start photographing like anything that you want, like, within reason. Don't be weird about it, But when people ask like, do you go to school? Have you gone to school to get, these kind of photos, like, or do this type of artwork and stuff? And it's just, you can go to school. Like I went to school, I went to college for 2 years, got a degree in graphic design, and I learned a couple really cool techniques there. But I don't think it's required, and I think that what is absolutely necessary is just being good. Like, and if you're not good, you need to practice. Just practice. And I know it's like everybody says that, but like I couldn't draw like that well, like at all. Like I would doodle, and like you know, people would be nice and say it was really good, but looking back at on it now, I'm just like, it's not, that wasn't good. Like, and stuff I'm drawing now, it's not even like good. It's just, I don't know. I guess people like it, but if you want to achieve like what you want to see, and like if you want to create something, and you're having trouble creating it because you don't have like the motor skills or whatever, just keep practicing, because like you'll achieve that. I can promise you that. Um, what else? Okay, so I wanted to also talk about um, something that happened that, once again, like I post about it and I just didn't feel like it really communicated to the level that I wanted it to, because it wasn't audible. It was just me texting something or posting something, writing it out. Um, so, and I'm not asking for opinions on how you feel about it. I'm not trying to be political or anything like that. I'm not trying to go there with it. I'm just trying to basically communicate more effectively on how I felt about this whole situation. And what happened was, is like when Russia invaded Ukraine, um, I saw that in the news, and then I saw there was like this story of a fighter pilot that was going around, and he was like, or flying around, and like was taking out a bunch of fighters, and they had nicknamed him the Ghost of Kiev. And I didn't know if it was real or not. Like there was even fake videos of this, and it was just like, who knows? It's most likely not true, but I still found that it was interesting. So I drew like this graphic of a fighter pilot as like a skeleton, and he was shooting down fighters, and it was just really colorful and bright and stuff. So I thought it looked cool, so I posted it, and then I went to sleep because this was like late at night. And I really thought like maybe like a few people might like it. Like it wasn't gonna be really much of anything. But when I woke up, it had gotten like 30,000 reactions. And for me, that's a big deal. Like maybe not to other people, but that doesn't usually happen when I create something. So uh, that was pretty cool. And I was getting like messages from a bank called Privat Bank, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what that was, and I mean, I don't really know too much about what was going on there at that time anyway. And like, that's not great. Like, and I apologize for that. Like, I don't know too much about it, but their bank was called Privat Bank, and they had asked to use the image for like bank cards. And at first, I didn't really believe it. I didn't think it was true. Like, I didn't think it was real. Thought maybe it might be just like a spam message or something. And so I had to do some research, and I got to know a little more. And from what I saw and read and everything, I did believe then at that point that it was real. It was like, this is a legit thing. So I basically just gave them the rights to this image because I didn't want to charge for it. It's just like, to me, it was like not morally right, because I mean they're in the middle of a war, so like I'm not like really asking for money from them. Like that was just not my thing. So I just signed different contracts with them and everything to give them permission to have it. And then other people were messaging me, and that was what I thought was really crazy. Like there were so many people that were thankful for this drawing, and there was a lot of messages, and some of them were in English, and then other ones like they weren't, and I had to translate it. Thank God for Google. And yeah, so they were just like so stoked on this image, and it's crazy. Like that was cool. So I mean, it made its way to Poland, and it was in like this magazine. This girl was wearing it. It's just really cool, like really cool, and I felt grateful that it meant so much to them. And so that was also what I was wanting to say all along with this podcast too. Is just like I just want to let everybody know that I feel very grateful for just being like really cool about supporting me and stuff. Whether like they're buying prints, T-shirts that I'm making, or like just even saying nice things, it's like it means a lot to me. So I just wanted to say thank you to anybody who's watching this and it just like likes what I do or supports me. So I like don't know how many of these podcasts I do. Like I said, this might be the only one. I was really just kind of trying it out just to see how it would go, see if how I felt about it. So it might be a way for me, like I said, to break out and share more about me just personally. And I hope that I was able to give like a couple little tips to people out, that are trying to start taking photos or doing artwork and stuff. So, yeah. I think it might even be, if I decide to do this again, it might be better if like people are even just asking me questions. That might be easier, because I will just kind of ramble and say like a lot and stuff, or and it's just like, I don't know. I think that will be bad if I get to just keep talking. So yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off now, but I just wanted to kind of try this out, and I might do it again. So yeah, peace.